poorly worded question can be annoying or a great opportunity to answer the question that you want to answer. So we're going to do that now. Sweet asks, people who have been successfully making enough money, if you were to start from zero, what would you do? I am 25, working in big tech as a software engineer. I think I am at a good mental and financial stage to start something on my own now. So in one way, it sounds like they're asking about starting over from nothing. And in another, it sounds like maybe they're asking about starting their own thing at 25 years old. And these, of course, are two completely different questions. One, you're starting from nothing, rock bottom, and that is a completely different mental state. And two, one has resources and is feeling good about life and is able to do something else. So it sounds like they're actually asking the latter, but I'm going to answer the former first because there's a lot of pain right now. If I had to start over again at 25, 30, 35, which in fact I did. I started over at 30 years old when I left a cult that I've been part of for 11 years, and I moved 1,000 miles away. That was the first great thing I did. Get far and away from the problem so I could focus on me and not the external things. And I found an interest. I found something that I had never done before that I was curious about. And for me, that was improvisational acting. The next thing you'd want to do is find some kind of work or employment if you don't already have it. You have to move back home for a little while, which is what I did. Okay, you have to crash on a friend's couch and do that. While you're doing that, you want to find work and then find something, some other thing outside of work that you can occupy yourself with and begin to expand out of your comfort zones. Begin to explore what else is out there. So for me, my work was logistics, driving, doing hotshot deliveries in regional areas. So I might be gone 2 or 3 days, but I was home at a regular basis. On the weekends, I would do improvisational acting. I would drive into Chicago, I would do the acting thing, and then I would come back home and I would work, and I did that for months. And that was like my therapy. And then from there, I started saving money, educating myself. At some point, I started learning to code. I knew that the driving was okay, but it's not what I wanted to do. I started telling myself, if you want something you've never had before, then you've got to do something that you've never done before. Things just led to one thing to another. I walked through every open door, every opportunity that I could take. I took it as I began to search and explore what was available. So glad I had that opportunity. I'm so glad that I had the wherewithal to step out of my comfort zone and try something new. If I were to answer the question that I think Sweet is actually asking, that is about starting a company. I would say starting a company is very difficult. If you're able to start your own thing and work, do that at first. Work, so you have your steady income, and then moonlight doing your own thing. You might have non-competes or something, so maybe you have to do your work in a different niche, or you will have to stay away from your company's clients. You won't be able to bring them on. You don't want to violate a non-compete, whatever. That's all in the details. You consult your contracts. You'll want to begin building. You'll want to begin building a name for yourself, your brand, an identity. You'll want to build a community, whatever is a product, a website. So the idea is to build, sell, iterate. Build, sell, improve. As fast as you can, you want to sell your product or your service so you can get that feedback. When you first start, you probably have to undersell. You probably have to undervalue because no one knows you or you don't have a portfolio. Now, if you're fortunate to have a portfolio, then maybe you don't have to undersell yourself. You can ask for respectable compensation. Most people need to build their portfolio, so at first they have to undersell themselves just to get the work to begin building that portfolio. As you take on work or every job that you take, you can start charging more and just continue to charge more until you cannot sell at that price, and then take a step down and do that for a while until you're able to build up a level of expertise and refinement that allows you to take the next level up. And just do that over a process of time. Most businesses lose money in the first year. It can be up to the first 3 years. And so you should know that it's very difficult. In fact, for a lot of people, self included, if I knew what was required to start my own thing when I started, I probably wouldn't have. I don't know. Maybe that's a lie. I'm very like type A. I want to do my own thing. I want to have ownership in the things that I'm working on. And so, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a thing that I start. Even if I'm working at a startup, I just want to have like some kind of equity or some kind of sense of ownership because I know I'm going to be all in. I'm like an all in type of personality. You don't have to be like that to be an entrepreneur. You be you. Find something that works for you. And you'll have to find your own way. You read a bunch of books, you can read all sorts of articles, you can learn from other people, but at the end of the day, you've got to do your own thing. You've got to get in there, you've got to get your hands messy, you've got to make mistakes, you've got to learn from them. You can learn from other people's mistakes, that's awesome, but you're going to have to make your own mistakes along the way. So that's my advice, and that's my answer to both questions. Have you had to start over in your life, and what did you do? Or have you started a business, and how did you start your business? How did that go for you, and how's it going now? We want to hear.